Welcome everybody to another episode of RTP Wrestling. Today we're going to be going through our top 15 wrestlers of 2025. I'm RTP Ant. Next to me is RTP John. John, how you doing, my brother?
Doing great, man. This list was hard to put together. I mean, literally, World's End happened, and someone made it higher up on my list. That was not nearly up. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff kept happening. Something else happened, by the way, on SmackDown that added somebody to my list that wasn't on my list at first.
Okay. So, hey, I'm excited to get straight into this. You guys are seeing this on New Year's Eve, so we're wishing you a happy New Year's from the RTP fam. Let me go into my honorable mentions. I know you had some as well, correct?
I have honorable mentions too, yeah.
Okay. So mine, these are going to hurt me, but I did cheat a little bit. I have a tag team on here, and I have a tag team on my list as well. But my honorable mentions are Takeshita, sadly, didn't make my list. Bandito didn't make my list, even though he had one of the best in-ring years probably ever.
The Young Bucks had a good match too.
Yeah, the Young Bucks didn't make my list. Kevin Owens was a guy that I think if he was healthy would have been Wrestler of the Year, but only got 2 months of him, so it's just tough. And the last two, bro, these two might get me shamed, but Cody Rhodes didn't make my list, and Gunther didn't make my list, sadly. Cody Rhodes, for me, just there's a lot of misses this year. Other than the SummerSlam match with Cena and the Kevin Owens match, there wasn't much else that I was really like, oh, we got to get Cody Rhodes on TV. You know, if he missed a week, it was just like, okay. Like, it was more about missing the belt on TV than missing Cody Rhodes. And then Gunther, a lot of fire stuff this year between retiring John Cena and all, like, the only entertaining thing in that Last Time Is Now tournament was Gunther and all of those matches. But the Goldberg stuff, I mean, it's cool now looking at the John Cena thing, but like before, didn't really care. Jey Uso tapped him out. A lot of the year was him feuding with the Alpha Academy, Jey Uso and Pat McAfee. So it just wasn't for me.
Fair enough. All right, my honorable mentions: Okada,
Fair.
Takeshita. I put them because it's kind of like Daniel Bryan's the best wrestler, obviously. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I put them there because if you want to put them in like best wrestlers, they're always going to be at the top of the list. Yeah. I wanted it to be a little more interesting than that. Because if I'm going to go straight wrestling and like technique and that, I mean, Takeshita, Okada are going to be right at the top of that list for me. But, you know, I put Paul Heyman, kind of a cheat there. Paul Heyman, honorable mention, best wrestler. He's a wrestler. He took a freaking power bomb through a table at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, Solo.
You know what I'm saying?
Solo should have been somewhere on my honorable mentions too. Shout out Solo.
Yeah, Solo. Honestly, that's the issue though. Is I forgot about Solo. Joe Hendry.
Nice.
He's on my honorable mention. I mean, he debuted for WWE at WrestleMania 41 last April. That's crazy. Against Randy Orton too, as the TNA champion.
Yeah.
Wild. That is crazy. You know what I mean? He's a gimmick fighter now. That's just why he's not higher up. He's not even on the top 15. He would have been if he had like any legit win.
Yeah.
He'd be higher up. But that's crazy. And of course, I got to put John Cena in my top 15 wrestlers of the year. I'm not putting him.
John Cena's an honorable mention?
He's an honorable mention. I didn't put him on there because he's my nostalgia number one pick.
Okay.
But the fact that his heel turn was so divisive and it missed for a good majority of the people, I'm just going to put it in its own thing.
Okay.
I'm not going to focus on John Cena because there's other people I want to talk about that did such good work this year. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it's its own thing.
That's fair. Shout out your guys. I have John Cena on my list, but I agree with you. I think there's like the same way I talked about Gunther, there was a lot of bads with John Cena that could knock him off your list. But I just think the highs were so high with him. That's why he's on my list. And we'll get into it when we get to him. But on my number 15, this is where I had Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the breakout year, the first, like this year felt official. He was part of the John Cena feud. Dude, when I think about best matches of the year, this might be surprising. I don't know if this just hit me a type of way, but that Dominic Mysterio Penta Rusev match at Saturday Night's Main Event, like, keeps coming back to me where I want to include that in my list somewhere. But I just think Dom had a great year, and then the character. The character Dirty Dom is going to be iconic. It's going to be the main guy. He's a staple, cornerstone, all that, like the future of wrestling. So putting him at 15 just feels like right to start the year.
For me, it was just funny. This is where I kept flipping between putting who I put and Dom Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Dom's not on my list yet.
Okay.
But this is where I almost had him. But I put Ludwig slash Chad slash El Grande Americano. I just put the gimmick there in general. The only stupid gimmick that legitimately is incredible wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Like it is crazy because when you watch an El Grande Americano match, you know you're gonna genuinely see some crazy, crazy good wrestling. And then his lackeys, not Pete Dunne, and who's the other guy? I forget.
Tyler Bate.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Incredible. Some of the best wrestlers on the freaking roster. That's why I think it's so unique. It's kind of like Owen Hart in a way, where he had like the dumbest gimmick, but low key the best wrestler on the roster. Like I don't know. I think this is just a brilliant. It was bred out of stupidity, but the talent got it over. Really got it over.
Yeah.
Chad started it. Ludwig's continued it. I love it. I think it's a great gimmick.
I think we're definitely gonna set up for the El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano feud, and we're gonna get the Creed brothers involved in that as well and do the 3-on-3 match. I'm excited for that.
Like it has legs and like legitimately could co-main slash main event like a smaller card too. Like
Saturday
if they
night
ever
main
did,
event.
like if they ever did a AAA, like AAA with main roster, full pay per view. I'm talking like 2026, like its own
Well,
unique pay
they've
per
been
view.
doing that with AAA actually. A lot of the matches on the AAA pay-per-views are like WWE talent, which is why I've
But
been
I'm
liking
saying
El
like an
Grande
actual
Americano.
like main card, like it like takes place for like Money in the Bank pay per view, like an actual ticketed event where it's AAA talent coming on getting the showcase. I want something like that. I want like where we could have Lucha Bros as like the main event. You know what I mean? Or we could have Rey Mysterio versus some luchador they could bring in through AAA.
Well,
You
that's
know?
what they have been doing stuff like. I mean, Rey Mysterio's just not getting the burn anymore. I think because he's old. But the
Yeah.
like, I want to say the weekend of Money in the Bank, there was a lot of WWE versus AAA talent on that card. I know it was main evented by Vikingo versus Chad Gable,
I was
normal
gonna say
Chad
that's
Gable.
I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil too much, but that's one of my matches. I will say that's in my matches of the year. The
Okay, I
Vikingo
love that
versus
match.
Chad Cable. He was so good, and then Chad went on to fight later that night,
Or earlier.
or was it opposite?
Yeah,
I
because
forget.
Gable main evented. I watched that match, bro. I had a wedding the night before, and I was fucking drunk off my ass, hungover. I woke up at like 4 a.m. and like my girlfriend was with me, and she doesn't watch wrestling, but I put it on the TV, and she woke up at like 6:30, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Just be quiet and watch this." And it was just like an amazing match, just a straight classic. Um, at number 14, I got to show the ladies some love. This is where I had Becky Lynch. You could argue she's been the best woman in wrestling this year. And it's not just me saying it, Sports Illustrated. It's not, but Becky Lynch, I feel like, has been very amazing with the promo stuff. I didn't really love the AJ Lee beef. I feel like it kind of left us hanging, and the whole every AJ Lee promo makes me cringe, really, in the modern era. But as far as in the ring goes this year, we've seen a lot of great stuff with Lyra, a lot of great stuff with Bailey. The War Games match, the mixed tag match. Becky Lynch is just kind of doing it all. Maxine Dupree, I can't believe I left her off, but we're seeing a lot. And shout out Becky for elevating the IC title and making it a real wrestling championship. I mean, for a minute, it kind of felt like the most prestige women's championship on the roster just because of who was holding the other titles.
Agreed. Agreed. Becky's on my list somewhere.
Respect.
But everything you said, I fully agree with. But my number 14 is Carmelo Hayes. The reason why
Damn.
he's low. The reason why he's low is because he just got the title. He just
Yeah.
got it. If he got this a month ago and then had a defense or two, I bet you he'd be number 10, number 9. You know what I mean? But he just got it and he had a pretty stop and go. He was with the Miz recently. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he just got here and that's
Yeah.
why like he wasn't on my list at first and then when he won the title I was like, I know he's incredible and this is not going to be wasted and that match was just so good. Another thing that might even be on my match of the years. You know what I mean? It might even be like in that list. Genuine competitor for that. Great match. Carmelo Hayes is. I know he's going to be good with that title. I hope he just gets a good feud. Number
Yeah,
14, Carmelo Hayes.
that's respect. He just missed my list because I feel like they had him in the nether for 11 months, you know? So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the best wrestlers on the roster. One of the, like, I love the characters that just seem like they're like real people. He just seems like a cool guy. That's why everyone roots for him. So,
Yeah.
yeah, shout out Mello. Number 13, this might be controversial. This guy was a lot of people's wrestler of the year from lists I've seen, but he was just hurt too much, man. Will Ospreay is my number 13. As far as match quality goes, it doesn't get much better than Will Ospreay this year. I mean, he had that amazing match with Kyle Fletcher, the tag match, the match with Hangman Page. Like, match quality, Will Ospreay was kind of untouchable this year, but he just missed. I want to say it was half the year. Um, and
A lot of injuries this year in wrestling
yeah, a lot of
across
injuries
the
in
board.
wrestling this year. But if he had a whole 12 months, then I think Will Ospreay's in my top 3 this year, honestly.
Hey, fair enough. My 13, and I think what you said was very astute too. But I kind of, when I realized a lot of these guys on my list have been hurt a lot of the year, I kind of gave up that. If I enjoyed what they did, I just kind of that trumped the very last criteria I graded people was how long they've been out with injury. Unless they've been out for like literally most of the year, like they've been here for 2 months and they've been gone for 10. Like that's obviously not going to be.
KO.
Here's the thing though. He had a real good. He did some of the best stuff of the year. That's the thing.
Amazing. Yeah, I agree.
We'll get into that, but my 13 is someone else who was injured, Liv Morgan. I think
Interesting.
she still is one of the best actors on the roster. I think she has TV level acting. Everything she does is really believable. She's the only one making Judgment Day watchable for me right now. She made it interesting. And it's like, how long is this faction going to stay together, and how long have they been spiraling out? I think her coming back is really cool. I think you could give her anything, and it doesn't seem like it's a demotion.
Yeah, she just
Um,
works.
she works hard and she does really good shit. You know, she's part of the reason that Dominic Mysterio is Dirty Dom. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't really be that way without her. The way that it is now, the way that it's over right now, because Rhea Ripley started it and then she finished it. She carried on that gimmick for Dominic. They owe them so much money. I mean, he owes them so much. Like like I would give them royalties because they made him, you know?
They got to be on TV with Dirty Dom though, so they got what they needed.
The best Mysterio, the greatest Mysterio ever, the greatest luchador ever. That's true as well.
Liv Morgan's one of the few wrestlers where you could throw her in any division and it like I wouldn't be mad. Like right now she's in the tag division. You throw her in the mid card main event.
Yeah.
You want to make her a manager for Roxanne Perez, I would like be behind it. You know, like anything she does works. And I think
She's great
2026 will be a year where she'll hold the world title again.
if she stays healthy.
She's grown so much on me because when I first came back to wrestling around COVID, I thought she was so annoying and terrible. And like her promo was just like annoying. She'd be
Her
like,
babyface promo is horrible.
Ronda Rousey, I'm gonna beat you. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know, like, but now it's more believable, it's more fun. Yeah, I'm very pro Liv Morgan being in that spot. At number 12, this is where I cheated. My week to these guys felt like they were MVPs week to week. Everything that they touched was gold. FTR, man. This is the tag team of the year. Sports Illustrated said it. PWI, I think, said it as well. FTR just doesn't fucking miss ever. They're always in match of the night conversations. And even when it comes to promo, like they're just funny, hateable guys. They're like such traditional heels.
Yeah.
And I love that. I don't think like you have to overcomplicate anything. I'm cool with FTR.
There's no arguments there.
Yeah.
They hit every time. I mean, I got to watch an FTR match with you too. That
Yeah.
was great, you know. Watching an FTR match with an FTR super fan is such a cool experience.
I gotta buy some merch, bro.
Seriously, like we should get some of their action figures and put them
in the background. Yeah, I might have to.
We should honestly start collecting some action figures, like get some rare ones.
I know they dropped.
some
I think
old
they're gonna
ones,
drop
dude.
that Carmelo Hayes with the with the title, so that
We
might
should
be.
do that. We should do some unboxings and giveaways and shit and get him signed. That'd be
I
fun.
I bought the Cody Rhodes pop figure
With the
after
tech?
he. Yeah, I had
Dude,
to buy
that's
that one.
badass. Those
Yeah,
go for a lot. The first editions go for a lot. Well, a
they're
lot
cool.
for figures. But my number 12, Becky Lynch.
Fair.
Becky Lynch, she was higher up, but then I don't know. I just looked at some things that other guys have done and other girls have done. And actually, no, other guys. No, other girls too, yeah. Um, and yeah, Becky Lynch continues to make everything she touches interesting. Um, when she was paired up in the typical woman sidekick to husband role, she made it seem like it was way more important than the title she had. You know, she made anytime she was there with Seth Rollins, it seemed important. I love it. I thought Becky and Seth being a pair is like the best thing to happen to both of them. And I hope that when Seth comes back, Becky's right at his side still with gold. I like them both together a lot. I think it's great. I
Especially with their characters right now.
Yeah, and also Becky just fully punching Dom in the jaw way back in the day. Like fully, like I love it. I think Becky Lynch is um she's just one of the best on the roster right now. People shit on her. And that's true. I can't really even think of a moment from a Becky Lynch match, but
This
I can
year?
like in the actual wrestling. Like I can't picture it. But what I can picture, I actually know I can picture the really shitty AJ Lee Widowmaker, I think it is. What
Yeah,
was it again?
at Survivor Series?
Yeah, the botched kind of mess up there. But I can't remember any of her matches really, but the promos, the costumes, the gimmick, everything's great. Everything's great, you know? And I think that's most of what makes her like the best of the best is nobody can touch her on the mic really. She's probably one of the
Never.
best promos in WWE right now.
Yeah. Arguably the best. I just bought an FTR hoodie, by the way.
What'd you get? Which one?
It's like it says Living Legends on it. It actually looks like cool wrestling merch, not fucking Austin 316. You know,
Broken Skull Ranch? What, you didn't get a Broken Skull Ranch shirt? Oh, come
like
on, man.
it's the FTR, man. That FTR boy. Um, and my next guy on my list at number 11. This is where I had Ricochet. I think Ricochet is another guy week to week, man, just no misses. He's like the Solo of AEW, but with much better matches. I mean, Solo had a great year this year. I'm not trying to dunk on the guy, but Ricochet this year was just so fun to watch, so hateable. So like, I just want to see this guy lose every single week, and he does lose a lot, but it doesn't hurt his character at all. So I wish he was in the Continental Classic. I guess that would be my one knock. I think getting him every week would have been fun. But hey,
He could have
national
been there instead
champion,
of
baby.
Darby.
Huh?
He could
Yeah,
have
he
been in
could have.
there instead of Darby.
He definitely could have. But shout out Ricochet, man. He's a hooper. Just go
No
out there and
complaints there.
yeah.
Didn't even think of Ricochet. I don't think I would have put him on my list though. But I do agree with you though. He's done good stuff. Even early on in the year, he's done good stuff. Like
Yeah.
he's been continuously because I watched some of the old AEW stuff. He's doing good. What
You
about
watched the match
number?
with Swerve, right?
Yeah, I watched Revolution
Yeah. Good
in
match.
March. I
That's
think.
the one
Yeah,
that was out here. That was a great
yeah. Where Fletcher and Will Ospreay cage match.
fucking banger.
Great match. What are we at number 11?
Yeah, you're number 11.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah, he's not on my list, man, surprisingly.
Sami Zayn, dude, he knows when to lay down and take the pin for the right guy. No Diddy. And he likes to always put on a good fucking match with the mid carders.
Yeah.
He's like, I know I've got a good match in you. Like that's like his
He
goal.
doesn't miss.
I don't know, the workhorse, the forever people's champ, the Mick Foley of our generation, Sami Zayn.
It's crazy that like you just said that about him taking the pin when like 8 months ago it was Sammy Hogan, you know, online. Everyone
People
was
say
like,
Sammy
"Oh."
Hogan. It's just I don't think it's true.
It makes no sense. He's
I
just a
don't think
hooper.
it's true. People shit on him just because he's fucking free Palestine. Like
There
literally,
you
I
go.
think he's a woke lib and they hate him.
He's a dog. I support Sami Zayn. I support everything Sami Zayn does and says. He's a straight killer, straight hooper. And one
No,
of the best
he's
wrestlers in the
top to
world.
bottom gimmick outside the ring, inside the ring. He's just one of the best.
I mean, I really want the Royal Rumble in this year. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think we're building towards the Sami Zayn world title. Hopefully, man. I hope the Sami Zayn world title is not the Finn Balor world title. But yeah. Anyway, we'll
I
go
don't even
into
want to say it because I really want it to happen. I don't even want to give any
don't even
bad
put it-
energy towards it.
maybe when Braun wins, Sami Zayn comes back to fucking
That
take.
would be a good story, and if the
It
story
just
makes sense, is the only time I'll believe it, and
it,
that would make sense because he's the last guy to really beat Braun clean.
we talked about it on the last show too. Check that out, obviously. Um, but if Drew McIntyre does beat Cody, Sami Zayn would make a lot of sense as his first opponent because that Saturday night's main event is in Montreal.
And I think he's gonna lose that,
He
but
definitely would. They
he's
love
definitely
making
gonna.
him. They love booking him in Canada, and they love making him lose in
However,
Canada.
him returning before the Rumble would just all but confirm for me that he's not winning the Rumble.
Yeah, which is fine. Confirm that early so I don't get my hopes up. At number 10, before we get to number 10, let's give a special shout out to the sponsor of the show, Boom Fantasy. Code RTP gets you a risk-free bet up to $100. It's the easiest way to cash out and support our show, man. We love our guys at Boom Fantasy, the only betting platform where a two-leg parlay can cash you out 1,000 times your money. Excuse me. Yeah. Number 10, you're blurred again.
Why does it keep doing this to me?
I got you. I could pause it. We're back. At number 10, I had CM Punk. CM Punk to me was just very solid this year. Felt like a guy that when he wasn't on TV, you kind of missed him on TV. Glad he's the world champion now. The match with Gunther was great. The match with Cena was great. Elimination Chamber was great. WrestleMania was great. Just a very solid all-around year for CM Punk. He's a guy that, like, if I think about him one off, I'm like, man, he hasn't done nothing. But if you look at his full year, big picture, I feel like he had a great year.
I agree with you. He's 2-time now, right?
Yeah.
After being back.
Yeah, because Seth cashed in on him, which was also great. Amazing stuff was done with him,
Yeah. I think Punk has had some of the best feuds so far. My Punk's a little higher in my list, but I just have other things. I also think you have a deeper pocket of AEW people
Probably
than I do.
Yeah.
Like Ricochet, for instance. Like I'm not that tied to him. But my number 10 is Ilya Dragunov.
Respect.
Fucking love him. Love all that work he does to bring another mid card title like Becky Lynch to the forefront to make it really important. Make it something really sought after that makes someone like Carmelo Hayes just immediately legitimized as soon as he puts in a competitive performance for it. Love it. And Ilya Dragunov is one of those guys that if he's on, like him versus Rusev would be a feud that I'd love to see go for a little bit, even though both of them have horrible promos. Just him versus Rusev, just go beat each other up. I just want to see that a bunch. I want to see them in like a chairs match where the only way you win is you have to hit the other person in the head 50 times with the chair, first to 50. Like I don't care. I just want to see him fight. Ilya Dragunov, you can watch his matches on mute and have a fun time.
Yeah.
He
doesn't miss. He didn't make my list just because the injury and him being out most of the year. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, as far as like work rate, what he did this year, Ilya Dragunov, I mean, he probably had like 3 or 4 matches that I'll consider for my top matches of the year.
I'm literally moving things around right now
as we speak.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh well, I'll give you time to do that. I'll go into my number 9.
I just mixed the next one. I just flipped it. Yeah,
swapped them. My number 9 is Mark Briscoe. Just a guy, man, I love. He just always has great matches. He's a rootable. Like if he gets hurt on screen, I'm like, fuck that guy. Fuck Ricochet, fuck MJF, fuck all of them. Mark Briscoe felt like a guy that I thought you asked me middle of the year, I would have said he could be a world champion this year. Now I think they're slotting him back into the mid card. And I don't think he'll be on my 2026 best wrestlers of the year list. But I do think this was a good year, a good little Jeremy Lin Sanity run. Where I got to give Mark Briscoe his credit.
Yeah, still learning about Mark Briscoe, still getting acquainted with his lore. But yeah, he's a great wrestler. It's kind of like seeing Mark Briscoe get beat up is like seeing your dad get beat up. It's like you're like, no, it's the same feeling of like, nah. Just for some reason, it's like that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot too. I like his missing teeth, his hillbilly wrestling style. It's pretty
Reach
sick.
for the sky, boy.
I like him. My number 9 is Kevin Owens.
Respect.
Yeah, he's in my top 10 just because of the fact I'm not going to hold the injury thing against him because the dude gave his neck for like our entertainment, you
Mhm.
know. His last match that he had, he took a freaking Alabama slam onto his neck. Um, like onto his fucking neck. He actually had hurt his neck 2 matches prior to that off of like a basic like Hurricane Rana off the top rope, I think. And then he takes that from Cody Rhodes and like that whole feud with the old school title, the Winged Eagle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought if the feud kept going, I thought Cody might lose to Kevin Owens. Um, I'm not unconvinced that that wasn't the plan either. Um, Kevin Owens is great, and wish him the best. I would love to see him come back and win the Rumble.
I would too, man. Him and Adam
He
Cole,
doesn't
man.
look like he's in great shape right now, though. He kind of looks a little puffy.
Hey, when did he ever look like he was in great shape? You
That's
know?
what I mean, though. Is that like if I'm saying that he's like he looks even bigger than usual, so I don't think he's training right now, or maybe
Mhm.
he's just like getting even beefier, like
Nah,
Repo, like getting he's gonna like the new Repo Man gimmick,
maybe
you
not
know,
intentionally.
Big Boss Man, you know, he's gonna get that level of big. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, Kevin Owens number 9.
Hey, I'd shout out Kevin Owens, man. I really think he could have been wrestler of the year if he didn't get hurt. I mean, January, his match with Cody Rhodes was probably the best match of that month. February, his match with Sami Zayn was probably the best match of that month.
Yep.
We were gonna get him and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. That got
Yep.
taken from us, but that feud was fun too. Yeah, I mean, he was just that guy this year.
Kevin and Drew can feud forever, and it's always a good feud.
Yeah, I mean, those are just two guys with hate in their hearts. Plain and simple.
They just like pain. There's
Yeah,
gluttons for punishment. Yeah,
like Ilya. Um,
exactly.
At number 8, this is I went to a different, not a different promotion, I guess, but this is my only NXT guy on the list, Javon Evans, man. I feel like he elevated himself to a level where like it feels like when he gets caught up, he could be in the main event picture, you know. And he's 21. He might be on track to be that break that Randy Orton record, but Javon Evans is that guy. I feel like he was probably a big motivator for them to put the NXT people on Saturday night's main event. The Leon Slater tag stuff, Oba, everything he does, man. The Gunther match, he just doesn't miss. He really doesn't miss. I think he is setting himself up to be the guy in 2026, 2027, 2037, 2047. And I'm looking forward to all of those matches with him, man.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I don't have any NXT guys on though.
That's fair. I
Um,
think it's fair.
my number 8, Kenny Omega, coming back from his guts being all fucked up,
Mhm.
and having that match with was it Okada? Yeah,
Yeah, all in.
yeah, Okada. That was a great match.
Yeah.
Um, watched that one back recently, and the way that they're selling the blood coming out of his mouth and the he's just like nasty. And Kenny
Yeah.
Omega just doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, Kenny Omega number 8.
I mean, this is probably the last year where he'll be in those conversations. I don't see, sadly, much longer of his career. I mean, they're even saying they're not putting him in longer matches on purpose anymore because of his injuries and stuff like that. So it sucks to see a wrestler at this level go out not on his terms, but
Yeah,
he's going to be around the game forever. So shout
yeah.
out Kenny Omega. But yeah, he didn't make my list. I just didn't feel like he had an amazing 2025. And I can't blame him because he's fucking got his stomach pumped. Like, so
Yeah, he
um,
had like small intestine removed. Like it's crazy.
it's ridiculous. So shout out him. But at my number 7, this is a one of the few wrestlers you could say could out wrestle Kenny Omega. Um, and it's not even the same gender. Io Sky. I just feel like
Yeah.
Io Sky this year got handed breadcrumbs and they said, "Hey, go make us a 5-star meal." And she did that. I mean, if you look at her WrestleMania match with Bianca and Rhea, you look at that match with Rhea on Raw when she ended up winning the title out of nowhere, the Evolution match. Um, Io Sky did not miss much this year, you know?
Mm-mm.
And it's like they always give her bullshit and she always figures it out. And she's always over. The crowd's gonna do this any opportunity they can. So you gotta give a shout out. The trash can spot at Survivor Series every year is just always
It's
gonna be
always stupid and contrived, but love it. It always comes off really
perfect.
well. Always works really well. Hey, no problems with that. EOS guy is great. She's not on my list because I just recently started tuning into really looking at her stuff.
Uh,
I'm not really emotionally tied to her yet, but I respect I respect that she gets a mega pop every time her music hits. You see everybody in the background doing her fucking thing. Um, and it's like such a funny thing too. And like her promo, obviously, she says like 4 words, and everyone's like, "Ah," like they just love her. And hey, if it works, it works. Just it's not working for me quite yet, but I respect everything there. For me, my number 7 is AJ Styles.
That's a good one. Not on my list, but that's a good one.
AJ pulled out the best match in John Cena's career. I'm just kidding. It's not literally one of them,
you
though.
could argue.
I know it's one of them. I will say, I think his match with AJ was top 3.
Okay.
I think his CM Punk match, I think his 2 CM Punk matches, the one at Money in the Bank and the one on Raw, Money in the Bank, and then AJ Styles Cena. I think those are Cena's 3 top matches ever.
Fair.
Which I've been thinking about that a lot. I watched all those matches again recently because I've been missing the old days. But yeah, AJ Styles. I think he's gonna give Gunther his best match next year. I think that's gonna be a good match. Yeah, when Gunther beats him and retires him, I think everyone's gonna hate him even more, and it's gonna be the most nuclear heat we've ever seen. We haven't seen any heat like this in how long?
We better get AJ versus Punk before AJ
before
retires.
he's gone.
Yeah, I think that would be a big miss if we don't get that. But
they both kind of have similar styles. Just AJ does it better.
My only knock with AJ this year, and it's nothing with him. I just feel like he was on ice a lot of the year too. I mean, who was his WrestleMania opponent this year?
Couldn't tell you. Put a gun to my head. Couldn't tell you. Which is crazy when you have AJ Styles in your promotion. Oh, it was Logan, wasn't it?
Was it?
Wait, no.
Can you name every AJ Styles pay-per-view match this year?
Nope. Which is crazy.
I know.
Then again, I went 1 for 5 in WWE trivia. So
2025, yeah. The tag match at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yeah, WrestleMania 41, AJ Styles, Logan Paul. Yep.
Crown Jewel.
All right, let's see here. What's
Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam?
6.
That was a fun feud.
Yeah, the Dominic Mysterio stuff is good. I do like how they're giving Dom all of these top guys before they're gone because they want him to learn as much as possible because they know that this guy is going to be the guy.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they were planning that shit early because they had Gunther versus AJ Styles at house shows in fucking March. So they're just getting us ready for the AJ Styles Gunther. They've been plotting. At number 6, this is my last women's wrestler on the list, my top women's wrestler of the year, Toni Storm. I just think week-to-week TV, match quality, she just does it at a level higher. I mean, she's the best character in wrestling.
Yeah.
There's just not many people that could do what Toni Storm does. So I got to give her flowers. The Orange Cassidy stuff is stuff I'm excited for. And as long as Toni Storm's wrestling, she's going to be on my top 15 wrestlers of the year. So shout out Toni Storm.
Hey, much agreed there. We're gonna have a lot of our conversations probably gonna get redundant as we get towards the top here, I feel. So I'll save my Toni Storm for a little bit later. But CM Punk's my number 6.
Fair.
2-time. He upped his stats twice in this year. I mean, a lot of that's because thank God Seth Rollins' shoulder blew up. Right? Like he wouldn't have had that. I know he probably wasn't going to be getting that title back for a bit.
Yeah.
It's definitely let's give the title to the biggest name we can while we're waiting to get this stuff moving again. I think the plan was Braun the whole time, whether it was Seth or Punk putting him over. I do think Braun was the plan. And I don't think Braun's going to be champ for a while. I don't think he's going to hold the title for a while. I like the idea of let's give everybody, like you got Jay, 3-month title reign. Braun, give him like a 4-month, 5-month.
Just have him lose it at Mania.
Exactly. Give everybody we need to get some former champs. We need to start building up these stars,
Triple H, Sammy win the Rumble?
Triple H had to get his one. Sammy could?
Because if Braun Breaker's the champion, who fights Braun Breaker at Mania?
Then again, imagine Sammy goes and loses to Drew and then wins the Rumble. That's the most Sami Zayn. To be fair, that is the most Sami Zayn Rumble win. Beat the shit. And then comes in there with the tape around the ribs
at like number 2. Like,
and then goes the championship route. Yeah, it goes to Iron Man. Yeah, I don't know. But CM Punk number 6. I'm really really happy with that. I'm happy he's getting this run in. Maybe he'll actually just be the solo in a singles match main event of WrestleMania this year if Seth comes back, if the timing's right, if he has the title still, if Braun doesn't go over, he might find himself there. If I were
definitely.
him, I'd be arguing to keep the title. We're getting close to Mania.
I mean, you could have Punk win the Royal Rumble, right? And
Nah,
listen. This is what I'm saying. Punk win the Rumble. Punk and Cody is interesting.
yeah,
And if Seth Rollins isn't ready,
Punk and Roman's interesting too.
then you run Punk and Cody. But if Seth Rollins is ready, you have him beat Braun, and then CM Punk chooses Seth Rollins, and either way, you have an interesting option. I think Punk is the safest if he loses to Braun,
Yeah,
obviously. But we could get into our top 5 now.
here we
Let's
go.
press the issue a little bit. Number 5, this is where I had Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins isn't a guy I'm a major fan of, but Raw has felt very empty without Seth Rollins. We had a lot of amazing matches with Seth Rollins this year. I think the Cody Rhodes match for the title that means nothing was one of the better matches of the year. They just really went at it. The steel cage match, first Raw of the year versus CM Punk, was a very good match. Elimination Chamber. It just a lot of the big moments this year were because of Seth Rollins. WrestleMania, the Paul Heyman turn, SummerSlam, the cash in, like even the LA Knight match was a great match until Seth Rollins got hurt. So I think Seth Rollins is a guy that has to be somewhere on your list, and that's why I got him at number 5.
I'm like I just moved around one because I'm like I've been sitting on it, and what's funny is the way you just talked about Seth Rollins convinced me to bump him up one more, which is kind of gonna I'm gonna just give away my 5 and 4.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, because Seth Rollins was my number 5, and I just moved him around. Tony Storm is my number 5 now, and
Okay,
Seth Rollins is my number 4.
fair.
But Tony Storm is my number 5. I have never seen a match. The match with Mariah May at Revolution,
Hollywood ending.
yes, is one of my favorite matches I've ever seen.
Really?
It was so good because it didn't drag on forever, you know. And I've never seen someone commit to the acting as soon as she enters. The makeup looking dramatic and looking like the heartbreak, and like it was so dramatic. I thought it was brilliant. I really did truly think it was brilliant. And then the bleeding and like the fact that it was just like a 12 to 15-minute thing, and it was on such a crazy card that they knew. They were like, we had 30 minutes here before the audience is exhausted, let's just hit them with adrenaline, and then they have another 30-minute slog fest after this, so let's just hit them with the juice right now. And it was just such a good match. And I don't know, I think AEW really fumbled with Mariah May, and WWE is currently fumbling Mariah May. I don't know, I see the potential in both of them. I thought that was one of the best matches of the year. I loved it. I think Tony Storm deserves the flowers. I think she's just in a very, very shallow women's division. She
I
can't
agree.
shine because there's nobody there, you know?
Mhm.
Like, what is she gonna do? If WWE would actually book her well, I think she'd be better off going over to WWE. But
I agree.
I don't trust WWE to book her right. So I say stay where you at least have aura and you can get money. Even if your stories are boring, I'm sure she's making a shit ton of money being the top person there. So
Yeah, I
I'd say
mean,
stay where the money is, but I mean, I would love to see her with someone like Becky Lynch. How dramatic that would be. Someone like even like someone like crazy like Bailey. Like put her with Bailey or something like that. Like even in the mid card, she would be so good in the WWE roster as she is, but she's being
they would make her a
underutilized.
mid-card comedy act though, which sucks.
Yeah, she would be feuding with Chelsea Green. You're right about that.
Talk about your number 4 though. You had anything else you want to add about Seth Rollins?
No, nothing else to add about Seth Rollins, but I just think he's great. His work, I mean, I like his in ring, he's having to develop it. We're seeing his Stone Cold Steve Austin turn right now,
Yeah.
where like his body's falling apart, so he's gonna have to change his style. Because his knees are blowing out, his shoulders blowing out. He can't even like, you know what I mean? Like the guy's just been doing it for so long. I think Seth Rollins only evolves for the better. So I'm excited to see what he comes up with when he comes back. But yeah, Seth Rollins carries the promotion. Honestly, it's funny to say Cody Rhodes is QB1. I think it's Seth.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. I think the
Cody
train
needs the WWE title. I think he should give up on gold and go straight for Cody's. That's what I
Co-
think.
Cody Rhodes is just a story, man. You know, the story's finished, so we can close the book now. We can move on from him.
He needs to go for the WWE title, though. That's what I want. That's what I want Seth to go
He
for.
should be the big dog. Yeah, I agree. My number 4, you know, we've seen Andre the Giant, we've seen The Rock, we've seen Triple H, we've seen Randy Orton, we've seen the Bloodline Roman Reigns, we've seen some of the greatest heels ever. And Kyle Fletcher is about to be that for the next generation, man. Kyle Fletcher is here at my number 4. This dude at 25 just did not he had match of the night, match of the night, match of the night, like the Usos say, every single night. Kyle Fletcher, I mean, how many Kyle Fletcher matches can you name where you were like, oh, this was match of the year? Oh, wait, no, he had that match with Hangman. Oh, wait, no, he had that match with Ospreay. Oh, wait, no, he had that match with Speedball. Oh, wait, no, he had that match with Mox. Like, this dude genuinely doesn't fucking miss. And as a character, he is so funny being that bratty fucking kid type of heel. I had to put Kyle Fletcher at number 4. He's a top 5 guy, even at his young age. I think that's the only thing really holding him back. The fact that they know that Kyle Fletcher is going to be there for 20 years, so they're not pulling the trigger on him right away. But once he's inserted into that world title picture, we're talking about Wrestler of the Year. Let's put that. Once he gets the guys, he's Wrestler of the Year, you know?
My number 3, Kyle Fletcher.
Go.
Kyle Fletcher. The greatest gift you've given me is introducing me to AEW and Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher, I've never seen Kyle Fletcher with his long hair. That dude looked like a fucking dork. I didn't know that angle until I started catching up on AEW. Because in Revolution they showed some of that in the thing with Ospreay and like their past. Kyle Fletcher, you kind of you eloquized perfectly. Exactly what I think about him. He's great. I think he's good future best of his generation. His run in WWE is going to be great.
No, because he just signed a new deal with AEW, a big deal. So I think he's there.
Hey, maybe he's a lifer. Honestly,
he could be a lifer.
Him and Moxley are 2 people that actually I do think would be benefited staying at AEW. People want Dean Ambrose back in WWE so bad. Stay away.
I could see him coming back.
I don't want him to. Why would he? Like he can't do his death matches. He bleeds too easy. He's too much of a liability.
Yeah, for real. Too much of a cost. Triple H don't like that. Have Gunther retire him. That's all I need.
He's gonna bleed it from his forehead from a chop somehow. He's gonna get chopped and be bleeding out of his freaking eyebrow.
As we get closer to the top of this list, I could sit here and say our lists are very similar. They're very close.
I'm curious what your 2 are. I got to swerve.
I think our top 2 are the same because I feel like they're not.
I know they're not the same.
Really? I feel like you missed.
One of them might be the same.
Then you missed somebody, and I'll say that.
I did because I have a rage bait something here. I have a wink here. You'll see.
Okay.
Just you'll see.
Well, my number 3 is the guy that's off your list because we talked about it, John Cena. I just think every pay-per-view he's shined. The week-to-week television got hit from his retirement run, and that sucked. But every time he was on TV, man, I don't know if it was because it was his – I think if this wasn't his last year, still with everything he did on TV, it just felt like must-watch. You know, I mean, other than like the Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, that like little sphere he was in for like 2 months.
Must-watch.
But other than that, I think John Cena had an amazing year. And I think he had some of the best matches of the year, despite being like a guy that's like can't wrestle and is old. So I'm giving him his shout.
Proves that wrong. AJ and Cena put on a great wrestling match.
Yeah.
My number 2, Hangman Adam Page.
Okay.
Yeah.
My number 2, Hangman Adam Page, too, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, what's not to love? He is the true QB1 of AEW.
Yeah.
It just shows that he's the guy they trust. He's the guy that they know can do the job. You know, he's the badass Stone Cold Steve Austin style babyface that we don't even have in WWE really right now.
No.
I love it. He's great. I mean, there's really not much else to say. It's the same stuff I would have said even last year because he was on my radar even last year. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. He's one of the best guys on the roster. He's consistent. Always has good matches, even if it's like the dumbest shit in the world. It's always good.
Match of the year, probably with Moxley.
Yeah,
like
what match was that? What number match was that? Of
All In. I don't know what number, but it's like when Hangman won the title and him sitting there with the briefcase, like certain things, like I don't
Blood
really.
everywhere, just like
Yeah, it was just perfect. It was just such a perfect moment. It was exactly what AEW needed. Um, I don't have a problem with Hangman being number two because he's my number two as well. Um, yeah, I just think storyline wise, he was in the best stuff this year.
what's your number one? Let's flip it up. I want to hear your number one.
My number one. Now this might be a surprise, but it's John Moxley, man. I just think being the guy, being the number one heel in all of wrestling this year. I know Gunther did his thing, but that's been a month. Moxley was the guy, was the most hateable, and now with this little face turn to end the year, I think we had a lot of great stuff with Hangman. The Edge and Christian stuff I could have done without, but Kyle O'Reilly obviously putting him over, and even like I had Moxley number one before Saturday. But the match with Kyle Fletcher, man, and the whole Continental Classic thing just elevates him to another level as well. So that's why he's my number one.
Gunther.
Gunther?
Number one.
Okay.
Gunther.
Fair.
But it's kind of a wink because I had to who are the best heels, and I didn't have space for Gunther and Moxley in my opinion, because Gunther is potential. Gunther is unrealized potential so far. The reason why he's number one for me is because this could be the start of something genuinely fucking generational.
Yeah.
And it would be it's not lost on me that we don't have a heel like him anywhere in any promotion. There's nobody that people are like. It's not like Ronda Rousey go home heat. It's like genuine vitriol for this guy. Like I love it, and I think that deserves a number one spot. He's the only guy that has something that's unique to him right now. That's that much heat. This doesn't exist in wrestling anywhere else, and I love that. However, Moxley could easily have that spot as well with the babyface turn that just happened. The Hangman and Mox had possibly one of the best matches of the year with the chain spot at the end too, and him tapping out on his arm.
Yeah.
Tapping out on his chest. I mean, oh my goodness, it happened again.
Okay, we're in too deep. We're in too deep.
We're back. But yeah, loved it.
So Mox didn't make your list.
The Gunther thing was kind of the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But if I had to really put one over the other, who's actually done more and actually done better stuff this year, Mox takes it.
Okay.
Mox takes it.
That's what my list was.
But my heart and my brain and my gambler in me that's like, what's going to age better, thinks it's going to be Gunther. But Gunther right now, honestly, he only had like 3 matches or 4 matches that were crazy good this year. Like
all the tournament stuff.
Yeah, the tournament stuff. And even then some of the tournament stuff didn't age as well either. I rewatched some of that stuff back. But like, yeah, like this 2025 wasn't that great for Gunther besides the Cena stuff. So like,
so you're shitting on your number one.
But that's the thing though, is that he did this one cool thing. This is my debate. He did this one really cool thing, and he has this one thing, but everything else kind of sucked ass. So like, but Mox has so much cool stuff, but none of it even kind of sniffs to that type of heat. So I don't know. I'm like genuinely torn. And
I don't know. Mox had that heat. I mean, not that heat because he didn't retire John Cena. But no, but everybody.
I guess I didn't witness it. I didn't witness it live, so I didn't feel it.
You had to be there live, bro. Because
when you watch it back, you don't feel the same emotions that you're supposed to.
People wanted Moxley dead, like
because they wanted to kill the guy.
He kept the title in that fucking briefcase, and the whole thing is like, dude, this title is so pretty. Can we just see this title every week on TV? There you go, you're back. But they never gave it to us. So I just think Moxley. It's crazy that my number one and your number one aren't on each other's lists. But hey, that's the fun of putting these lists together, especially after I said that our lists are so similar.
I know, that's why I was like, I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
Hey, you guys comment down below whose list was better. Also, please let us know your top 15 wrestlers of the year, because I do think that's an interesting conversation. Tune in for next week, because next week we'll have our top 15 matches of the year, which I'm super excited about. I've been Ant. This is John. Anything else to say, my brother?
No, sir. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yep.
Please don't drink and drive. Be responsible. And speaking of responsible, use code RTP for some responsible sports betting.
Yep.
All right. That's what I got to say about that. You help us out significantly. If you please click that QR code, use that for one risk-free bet up to $100. Hey, it's good money.
Cash out. Hey, cash out. We out. Good.